Lewis was a senior, he found this 1995 Mustang GT, 5-speed, 5-liter, laser red. It was for sale 2 hours away from where he lived, and he really liked the car. He was originally looking for a 99 to 04 GT, but he found this one and thought it was pretty cool. So he went to go buy it. It was about 2 hours away, and on the way there, the seller told him that someone else was test driving the car and that it might not be there when he got there. But then they called back and said that the person who was looking at it was not very comfortable with the 5-speed, and so they turned down the car. So he continued on his trip and he ended up purchasing the car. Something cool about this car was it was being sold by the original owner. So this person had bought the car new in Michigan and it only had 106,000 miles on it. You can see the interior is actually pretty clean in this car. Very nice car. And Lewis was coming from a V6 Mustang, and so he really appreciated the GT. And I really like that too. That's how I was. I had a 97 V6 first, and then I was able to get into my Mach 1 and the other V8 Mustangs I had. So the car was mostly garaged its whole life, and it seemed to be a really nice, solid car. It was also bone stock when he bought the car. And that's a good way to buy these. They're not abused. I mean, buying a modified is nice as well, but this is kind of neat because it shows it was lady driven. The previous owner was a lady. She kept it stock, probably wasn't abused, and so it was a really nice car to get his hands on. So now it has 117,000 miles on it. When he bought it, the speedometer didn't work, the air conditioning didn't work, and the radio was there, the factory radio, but it didn't work as well, and he fixed all those things. He also added some 96 to 98 taillights, and I really like that. So if you're not familiar with these taillights, they are the vertical ones. They have 3 bars, just like the original Mustangs had. That's one of my favorite things about the 96 to 98 Mustangs. And in 94, 95, for those 2 years, the Mustang had, for the GT, was a 5.0 liter, and all Mustangs for 94, 95 had the horizontal taillights, like these that were on the car previously. I think this picture looks really good. I like the wide 315 wide tires and the horizontal tail lights. That looks really good with the Mustang GT in the bumper. And I also like the 96 to 98 look with the wide tires. So basically any Mustang with wide tires looks good. The 94 to 98 Mustangs look really good with dual exhaust, especially the 99 to 04s, but the GT bumper was actually interesting because it was the same as a V6, but it said GT in it. But there were no cutouts for the dual exhaust. So my V6 Mustang looked almost the same. It just said Mustang instead of Mustang GT, and I had added dual exhaust to it, and that was nice because I didn't have to cut out the bumper or get a GT bumper like you would if it was a 99 to 04 V6. I also like the black valence on the bottom of the bumper, and some GTs came with that and some did not. It seems like more of the earlier 94 to 96 GTs had that, and then they started to just have them all painted on the bottom, just body matched on the 97, 98, the later years. And I don't know the whole reason behind that, but this one has the black valence, and I really think that looks good. And nowadays you could do that in Plasti Dip or something and make it look like that. But it's cool when you see these older Mustangs that they had the black valence like that. That's something I'm always going to remember. And this car is laser red. This is the same color my V6 was, so I really like this color. This car actually reminds me a lot of one of the first Mustangs I tried to buy. It was a deep forest green 95 Mustang GT 5.0 5-speed, and so this is what the car would have looked like. Same wheels, everything, and I ended up getting a 97 V6 in laser red, so it's kind of like I got the color I liked, like his, but this was the GT that I wanted, and so it's really interesting to see, and it reminds me of that car a lot. And so you can see he did the stock wheels in black, and he made a few changes to the car, but eventually he ended up with the car looking like this. And so when he was finished with the car for now, this is the mod list that the car has. SR Performance cold air intake, SR Performance lowering springs, 1.5 progressive springs. He has the SR Performance isolators, Cobra headlights, LED lights, Mach 1 chin spoiler, Steeda short shifter or the short handle for the shifter, Mickey Thompson street comp tires. I've had those on my Bullet. They're a pretty good street tire. They don't wear out too fast. They're not really sticky, but they're a good all-around tire. He has the American Muscle Bullet wheels, which are staggered, so it has the 245 45 17s in the front, the stock size tire for a GT if it's a 17-inch wheel, and the rear is a 315 35 17. Yeah, because the stock wheels he had were 16-inch wheels, and those were actually on the V6 and the GTs. So he has a billet shift knob, SLP resonators, very good choice there. Those are some of my favorite mufflers for the Mustangs. 35% window tint all around, Bassani Cat X pipe, and like we said earlier, he had gone to the 96 to 98 taillights, which I think is probably the best modification for this car, and the LED third brake light. In the future, he would like to put a new clutch in it. He wants to do 410 gears, a cam, wants to eventually repaint it. I think it seems like the paint's in pretty good shape now, but laser red does fade pretty quickly. But eventually he does want to get it repainted. And so Lewis has been on the channel for a very long time, and he sent me these videos and pictures, and I just wanted to share with everybody and say this is a really neat 95 Mustang GT. And if I saw this going down the road, I'd be very excited to see it and stop and take a look if it was parked somewhere. So just wanted to share this Mustang, and I'm proud of Luis for taking it and turning it into something really nice. And it was a good car for him to buy with nice low miles. That's still really low miles for today at 117,000. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more of these Mustang stories.